Let me make sure. Okay, so if I come here, click this, go to Style Output, and then I hit this button. Look at all this stuff, man. It just goes all the way down for days. And right down here, it does not allow me to scroll vertically. I can scroll horizontally, but I cannot get to the bottom of the list unless I zoom out. And then it puts me like there.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's a bug, but it seems like they just didn't factor for that many selectors to be on a single thing, you know? I don't know. But nonetheless.
I mean, at least you can get to it by zooming in, so that's fine.
Yeah. But my main thing is just like, you know, I'm just trying to figure out like what is an easy way for me to just sort of remember how to dive into this without having to, you know, traverse this tree every single time and feel like I'm in a, you know, in a rabbit hole somewhere.
Now, before you do this, have you seen Ninja Form's documentation to see if they provide a built-in way to put fields side by side?
So I have the layout and styles extension installed, but it does not allow you to put the submit buttons side by side. It will let you do other fields, but with this one, it does not. So I know you had a tutorial on the Genesis side that used the Flexbox method, which I assumed would be the best way to approach it. But the trick is, okay, well, you know.
Yeah, I mean, since I'm quite comfortable writing CSS, I do not use the selector detector method. So I can share my screen and show you how I style this using the built-in developer tools of Chrome.
So should I stop sharing now?
Yes.
Okay. Back to you.
All right, so I just press F12 on my keyboard to bring up the developer tools, and here is the inspect button. So I click on that. I'm just trying to select the entire form. Since I'm not able to select it, I'll just click now when the submit button is selected. So here I'm going to press the up arrow key, and I can see that there is a field label which is hidden, and there is a div which is the entire submit button. I just press the left arrow to close that particular div tree. Okay, and here is the NF field. So I'm just collapsing that. And there is this before field, which is like 0 height. So now I go up and I can see that there is this div, which is the entire submit button. I'm just closing that. Let me go up. Let me go up. Let me go up. Go up. Go up. Okay. So here we can see there is this NF row. That is this entire thing. And we have one more NF row, which is for the email field.
Oh, I see what you did.
Both these have this parent called NF rows wrap. So in order to show this particular child and this particular child next to each other, we just have to set the display of this parent to flex. So I just double clicked on that and I'm copying that selector. So it doesn't matter which CSS file I select here, because this is just like a test playground. So for example, I'm just clicking on Oxygen CSS here and going all the way to the end and hitting return a few times and pasting that selector. Okay. Now I can press Command and the left square bracket on my keyboard to go to elements. Just to switch between these elements and sources, I can use a keyboard shortcut. Okay. So now we want this NF rows wrap to have display as flex. So immediately you can see that these appear side to side, side by side. Okay. Now so when I put my mouse over on this NF row, you can see that it seems to have some space at the bottom.
Yes.
So the same thing is the case with the second one as well. And I would like to get rid of the space so that I can position these two vertically centered. So I'm just going to dig in by pressing the right arrow. And this does not have any space. So I'm going here, going here, going here, going here. Okay, right now for this div, you can see that there is some spacing at the bottom. And here you can see that this is a 25 pixels of bottom margin for NF field container.
Yep.
So I'm going to select that copy that selector. And we want to do this only for this particular form, no other forms. So you need to get the ID of the unique ID of the form, which is here. So I've just copied that particular ID.
Yep.
So in the CSS, what I'm going to write is put a hash because it's an ID, and this is the ID of this particular form. And inside this is this NF field container that has a bottom margin of 25 pixels or whatever. I'm just going to set it to 0.
Yep.
So immediately you can see that that space is gone.
Yep.
Okay. Now we want some vertical space in between this entire form and whatever is below the form. So I just need to again grab the ID of the form and put a hash because it's the ID and add a margin of say 40 pixels. That seems too much. Let's put 30. You can play with it later. Okay. So let's go back to elements. Okay. So for this element, which is currently display set to flex, let me bring up my, for CSS, I'm going to type Flexbox. And here you can see the code to vertically center is this one.
What is this? Snippets Lab?
Yeah, it's just a software that I use to store the snippets on my computer.
Does this link to anything online?
Yeah, this gets synced in Dropbox. Okay, so I just paste that. And if you can observe here, the submit button, it actually gets centered vertically now between this and this.
Yes, yes, I see.
Yeah. So that's what this LN item center does. It basically centers the children vertically. Now, let us add some space between the email field and the submit field. So what I'm going to do is select this first NF row and give it some right margin to create that space. So how do you select this NF row? We can do like this, right? Now, if you give this right margin, it is going to apply to both the children, both the email and the submit. I just want to apply to the first child.
Mm-hmm.
So you simply put right like this, first child. Wow.
Oh, okay. Well, pseudo class.
Yeah. Okay, I got some software that is going to basically put these emojis. When I put the, hang on. Okay, that's better. So, 10 pixels. Yeah. Okay, so let's now style the submit button. So I'm going to click on this inspect button and click on the submit button. And here we directly get taken to this input element, which has an ID. So I can just style this particular button, or a better approach would be to style all the buttons in Ninja Forms. So you can see that, yeah. So Ninja Forms, this is a Ninja Forms field, that is the class. And here you can see
Input type button.
type button. So you can also use this particular CSS.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm copying that. Let's go here and say any Ninja Forms field, which is basically input, and it should be type button. Let's see if it makes sense. So that is the input field, and it has a class of Ninja Forms field, and it is of type button. That is what this is. Okay, so let's set the background color to, I don't know, I'm just trying to find some colors that we can sample. How about we use this color? Okay, hang on. Okay, I'm just getting this violet color. Okay, and we'll set the text color to white.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want, you can get rid of the border. I think it's okay the way it is. It's up to you. And we'll just make it capitalized.
Mm-hmm.
And let's increase the letter spacing like that.
Mm-hmm.
And if you notice, the cursor is not changing to a hand cursor. So we could add that by saying cursor pointer.
Mm.
So now when you take your mouse over,
Yep.
and I just did a mistake and I clicked on it. So now the entire CSS is lost.
I know, don't you love it?
But that's okay. I can add that clearly, easily, no problem. Hang on.